Hey guys, Anthony for Before Adventures. I put that photo up in some of our Facebook groups, and a lot of people are sort of telling us that recovery point or whatever you want to call it, that's screwed on the side around here with a couple of bolts that's bent, and we've got a number of photos of bent recovery points. I just want to say this is our old 2008 Prado we've had for about 8 years now, and these have been used as they have been on many other vehicles. And I just want to say, just for the record, they're about 16 millimeters thick. They are welded. They are not going anywhere. They're welded at the front and the rear. They're stronger than the chassis. You can use this ARB bull bar point as well if you like. It's also bolted to the vehicle, but you need to use common sense. So I'll show you the video of how that point got pulled, and it wasn't really pulled sideways, fairly straightforward, maybe slightly. Yes, they probably should have used an equalizer strap, and probably a few things should have been thought about. We're going to run through the options on what you could have done in a situation. Have a look at this thing. Over 400,000 Ks. You can see it's the original radiator looking pretty worn and torn, and it's the original tow point, recovery point, tie down point, whatever you want to call it. It ain't a tie down point though. It's there for towing the vehicle. That's what the book says. Clearly that's what it's for. That scary word recovery. But look, I'm going to get somewhere a little bit more comfortable and give you something better to look at than just that recovery point while we discuss what could happen. There's a 2022 Prado. It's got exactly the same thing. Look at that. Same, different, same. Fancy that. 2013 Hilux. Look at that. Much the same, different, same. Not 360-degree welds, but there's a whole heap of weld at the bottom, at the top, and of course around the other side, both sides. And you can actually see there the quite massive penetration. That's going to be a decent weld, and my money's on that ain't going anywhere either. Right, let's have a quiet discussion about options here, right? While we look at a tyre, because it doesn't really matter what we're looking at. What we need to visualize what we're discussing here. So okay, recovery situation, you know that word recovery point. We're doing a recovery. What can we just call it? We're going to get the car unbogged. We're going to tow it. We're going to connect a strap, and we're going to tow it out of the little hole that it's momentarily stuck, or it's not bogged, it's just temporarily stopped being able to move itself without assistance, whatever the situation may be. Now, every vehicle's different as far as tow points, recovery points, how big they are, how strong they're welded, what they're welded to, how many there are, and exactly what you plan on doing to them. Now, he was on Big Red, okay, so you saw he was getting, I'm going to put some footage up soon and show you what they did with the next vehicle. Not a bad idea, but I'm just going to run through a few different ideas just for this situation, and we'll have more videos discussing situations like this. So subscribe, turn the bell on so you don't miss the next one. If you want to, let me help open your mind and get you thinking a little bit, because you don't just get all the gear and strap it all on. We've got the recovery points, the winches, the straps and everything, and you go for it and you've got no idea, and something happens, you get stuck, whatever, you do something silly, you can't move, and then you just get the first guy or someone that doesn't know what they're doing to hook up the single strap and take off like a rocket, because this is how people get hurt. So first thing you need to do, you just need to slow down and think about it. So that's what we're doing now. Okay, say you're at Big Red. Who's been at Big Red? Put your hand up. Okay, sorry, I can't see. Okay, so some people have, some people haven't, and obviously there's plenty of people that know more than me, and if you know more than me and you disagree, you can just move on now. It's no problem. I'm here to help the people that know less than me. That's the way it works when you're teaching. You help people that know a bit less, or maybe just a little bit different perspective on it, right? I don't know everything. I'm not the best, but here's some ideas. So you're on Big Red. So you want to come up Big Red. It's a big sand dune. It's probably, it is the biggest sand dune on the Simpson Desert, but it doesn't necessarily mean it's the hardest sand dune on the Simpson Desert. So if you get there and you've got a trailer on, the first thing you do is you slow down and you park for a minute, let everything cool down, because you're just coming across the desert, and have a look and see what everyone's doing. Which way are they going? How much trouble are they having? Is there any other trailers going up? Are they getting bogged? Are they coming backwards? Now, while you're doing that, you can consider your tyre pressures. Okay, if we're going to get up this one, I can tell you now, going up either of the normal ways up Big Red, it's something you do without a trailer normally. So there's probably an easy way to go. So number one, go the easy way. You don't need to prove anything with your four-wheel drive. I could do it with a camper trailer. Just because they do it on those shows on, you know, whatever, Action 24/7, whatever, it doesn't mean you need to wreck your equipment. They're trying to sell you equipment. They're showing you how good and tough it is so that people go and buy it and all that sort of thing. Better entertainment, you know, they're making plenty of money out of it. Happy days, right? Reality channel, right? Wake Up Australia. If you've got a camper trailer or something, best to take the easy way. Okay, you don't want to take the easy way. You insist on going, that's cool, okay. Then let your tyres down and be prepared that you might need to reverse up. So what you do is, you don't get yourself dug in. So if you're not making it, you're not going to make it, get off the gas, let it come to a stop nicely, and you're going to need to know how to reverse. If you can't reverse, don't even try going up a big sand dune. Don't tow camper trailers across the Simpson Desert, all that sort of thing, right? You need to be able to reverse, have the situation like that, or have someone behind you that might even need to pull you backwards to keep it straight. You might need some assistance. But generally, you should be able to reverse down a sand dune with a camper trailer if it's not too steep, but it's not something that I would do or recommend doing. Okay, so situation one, take the easy way. Situation two, unhook the trailer. Have your play, drive up and down without your trailer and go, oh, okay, right, and have a feel of it and go, actually, we struggled a bit even without the trailer, so I'm not going to do that with the trailer. If you're at a situation where you have to go over this sand dune, then you let your tyres down and you have all your plan B, C, Ds and the whole alphabet. There's a whole alphabet of plan, different things you could do. There's so many things you could do to make it work. Okay, but I suppose where we want to get to is, if you had your camper trailer and you got up almost to the top, you know, that last little tip where in the first bit of video where he got to, and it was kind of, you know, he didn't quite make it, and it's been probably a few tugs just to get him over that last little tip, which he was getting pulled fairly straight. So it's not a big angle pull. We'll put quite a few photos up at the end of this video in case anyone missed it, so you can see all the bent aftermarket recovery points. And I'm sure there's a slight side pull there, but I don't think they were getting pulled sideways at a 90-degree angle. I don't think people are that stupid. They do things almost that stupid, but I wouldn't say I'd be able to have 3 photos of 3 different recovery points handy on the phone right now, and they all went really big time sideways. So my opinion for these Toyotas, and a lot of the Toyotas that we've seen, they've got a really strong tow point, and that's stronger than anything you should be doing with the vehicle. Do you know what I mean? It's stronger than anything you should be doing. Now, you could rip the whole front off the vehicle, as there's some other videos, and I'm sure someone can link that one up in the comments. Steve, if you're watching, you know, it'd be good if you could do that. Thank you very much. Appreciate your services all over the groups, linking up our favourite video. There was another one, guys. There was one on a beach somewhere where the guy was really stuck, you know, deep in sand down to the side steps type thing, so it wasn't going to be coming out in a hurry. They took off like a rocket and ripped the whole front off the car. Action video, just like what you see in this video. What's it called? What, the one with the W anyway. I forget the name of it. I can never remember. It's something like Wobby's Adventures or something. It's not that, but anyway, whatever. It's something like that. Anyway, Steve, I'll put it up. Thanks, mate. So you're up there. You didn't make it. You're all deflated. Your ego's all gone, and it's like, what do you do now? And you're under pressure, and there's people watching, and everyone, there's people up the hill, down the hill, sideways. Everyone's got their cameras out. There's all these different people telling you what to do. Well, just stay calm, take a breath, mate. There's no pressure. You're on holidays. You're relaxing. So a couple of things you can do. First thing you can do, you can unhook the trailer. That's probably a pretty good option that's easy. Then a vehicle could more gently pull. Might even be able to just drive up, funnily enough. If you were to have let it come to a gentle stop, like I said at the start of the video, then you haven't dug yourself in. Okay, you couldn't make it with a trailer, but by getting rid of that trailer, then letting your tyres down, you might even find you'd be able to just drive forwards. If not, someone's up there to just get that strap, and you know, all you're really going to need, you can put a snatch strap on, but all you're going to need is such a gentle tow. If they're over that crest, gentle tow, you know, the straps are rubbing over the top of the dune, that's fine. It's not going to need much pressure. It's only going to need, if your vehicle's, let's say the vehicle's 3 ton, let me try and explain it this way to put it in simple terms. Your tyres are going to drive 2 or 2.5 ton over the hill, and the vehicle over the hill is just going to pull that last few hundred kilos just to help out. You don't need to spin your wheels and go crazy, flick sand everywhere and dig yourself in. The idea is to stay on top. So as that vehicle pulls a little bit, you drive a little bit, and if you're up on top of the sand, because remember, as you came to a stop, off the gas, you're not digging, you're on top of the sand still. Okay, if that doesn't work, fair enough, it doesn't work, then a little bit more momentum and a normal light snatch is going to pop you over the hill, no problem at all whatsoever. And then you can do the same with your trailer. Take an extra strap if you've got trailers. Take a 20-meter extension strap. Take whatever you want. You can turn around and use your winch if you've got one, right? This is what you've got to do. You've got to think about these things. Okay, so you can unhook, you can drive up, you can get some help driving up, then you can pull your trailer up, whatever the case may be. So plan for all that sort of thing. The other things you can do, like I said, you can reverse down. You can ask the guy at the bottom with the V8 that's been driving up and down all day, do you mind taking my trailer up? You know, but is it going to make you feel a bit small? Don't worry about it. Who cares? You're the one that decided to take the camper trailer over, and it's best to do this to avoid a dangerous situation, okay? The other thing you can do is what else could you do? Let me think. I can't think now. You could use your winch if you've got a sand anchor and a winch or something like that, or something. You can get your spare wheel off and bury that and winch yourself over that last little crest. So there's things like that you can do, but those crazy takeoff snatches and trying to pull, look, what I'm trying to explain is trying to pull something heavy like a vehicle and a trailer. You're talking about 5 ton. I don't care, you know, the car, the trailer and all the gear, it's close enough. It's 5 ton that you've come up, you've come to a stop, spinning your wheels in the sand because you just didn't want to lose it, you wanted to make it, and you've dug yourself in. It's not going to be easy to pull up the hill for anything. I've been there, seen that, whatever. The guy in the V8, he's not going to be able to do it softly in a situation like that. That's the thing. So it's going to be a compromised situation where, let's say, it's going to be a bit dangerous. So the other thing you can do is you can reverse down. So as I said, you can let someone else tow the trailer over, someone with a bit more grunt or someone that let their tyres down more. This is the biggest thing, let your tyres down. It's all about tyre pressure in sand because you want to stay on top of it. You're going to have to go to all this trouble to let your tyres down, to go to all this trouble to pump them up as soon as you get to the top because you wanted to take the trailer, right? So that's just how it is. So let them down, 12, 11, 10, 9, 8. You'll find when you're on 8 PSI, you'll probably be able to cruise up. You don't even need to do any crazy things where your trailer's airborne behind you and you're looking in that rear camera going, hoo-hoo, hoo-hoo. Look at that, you know what I mean? Again, dangerous. No need to do any of that. The other thing you can do is you can do that or a combination of that, but I'm scared I only let my tyres down to 15 because I'm scared they're going to come off the rims. Well, only really if you turn or do something silly once again. So what you could probably do, best thing there is, so I'm going to put the video up of what they did, and it's an idea, but you can see how it didn't really work out that well, you know, how to bust a strap, because that's what happened. So basically what, you know, you can just watch the video. Let's do that. Let's watch that video. Okay, so you can see he came up the hill. They, you know, they obviously all had a bit of a momentum. That was the vehicle that was originally didn't make it, towing his mate with the camper trailer as well up the hill. And you can see it was constantly bang, sort of snatching, and then there was slack and then snatching and on. You know, it was a bit on because it was all done at speed and it's a bit out of control. And a lot of people go up there that way, and usually it does the job, but you know, just think, right, the strap broke. What if those bolts on the recovery point broke? That's what I want to say. What if those bolts, because we've proven now, you can see in the first video that it was a fairly straight pull. Okay, so what if the bolts broke and that was a missile coming at someone in a vehicle or not? We know people have been killed by tow balls, right? I don't know if people are going to get killed by recovery points or they have. I don't really hear of that many. first-hand at all. You don't hear much of this stuff, right? These things happen, you don't hear about it. You don't hear about all the vehicles that break down and don't make it across the Simpson. It costs them 15 grand to get the car just out of the desert, and then you've got the rest, right? You don't hear about that unless you're there all the time. If you're in Birdsville, if you talk to the local police, whatever, they'll be able to tell you some stories. Anyway, I think we're done here. The video demonstrates the recovery point, how it got bent. It was a fairly straightforward pull, but you can see a lot of pressure. Use an equaliser strap. In my opinion, on the Prados, Hiluxes, and all those similar vehicles with those massive big welded points, I'm going to say it for the last time. People are sick of me saying it. Who waited till the end? I want to see it in the comments, right? People are sick of... Share this video around if you like, and people go blah, 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 whatever. But those 16mm thick diameter pieces of steel are very strong. They're stronger than the chassis. They're thicker and stronger than the recovery point. They're welded on. They're not coming off. There's a number of videos that have demonstrated this. We've been out on the tracks for years. We've seen people on a single line, no equaliser strap, reefing like crazy on these 120 ones. And I'm talking about the old ones that are welded, not the 360-degree welds. The welds underneath, the flat welds, are about 30mm long, times 4 each side. Single, one side, down in a bog hole, pull, 8 pulls, 6 pulls, whatever it is. I've seen it a number of times. A bit harder. I've seen them breaking straps, and I've seen them reefing cars out of these dirty bog holes out in the forest, right? And these points, they don't break, okay? So I've never seen the front of a car get ripped off. I've seen some crazy stuff. We've used our recovery points like that. What we do, we start off slowly. We think, what's the situation here? We think about it, we plan it. Generally, a light snatch, we'll try a toe first. I'll take up the slack and spin the wheels a little bit to see if we're both, depending if it's sand or not, if it's not, sometimes a little bit of wheel spin action, we just towed him out. Beautiful. It works 9 times out of 10, right? Nothing dangerous needed to happen there. Then if we need to load up the strap a little bit, we're going to just back it up a metre, right? Yeah, only about a metre, and we're just going to sort of take off a bit slow, and they just need to just get on the gas, not sit there spinning the wheels, digging it in, just at the right time when they see you, yep, good to go. When they see me start moving, they know in a second the strap's going to take up, and if they just get on it just nicely, not floor it and spin the wheels, but just nicely at the right time, and bang, we're out. If not, a little bit more, and if it's getting crazy, then we need to stop and go, what's the problem here? Where's the shovels? Where's the max tracks? Where's the whatever? And why did you get yourself in this situation? Avoid it in the first place. All right, guys, a bit of chit chat. I hope you liked it. Plenty more chit chat on our other channel, 4x4 Diesel. And bada bing, that's a video. And bada boom, I'm out of here. I hope, look, I've just got to say, last thing is Kaon, kaon.com.au. They're making some awesome recovery points that I think they're the best on the market. I'm not saying you need them, but if you insist on getting them, or you've got a four-wheel drive club that thinks for some reason that those bananas that are bolted on are more safer than the welded ones, and you've got to do these things to satisfy them, and you can't convince them that, the welded ones are stronger than the car, and the chassis tears off next to the sway bar there, as we've seen in a number of videos. We've shown the weak point in a number of our videos on both channels. Then you get the Kaon ones, and if they don't make them for your make and model, maybe you need to shoot them an email and say, hey, I really like those points you've got there. Can you make me some? Now, I'm not saying you need them, but some vehicles, they haven't got good points on the front there. Can't tell you which ones. If you want to know which ones, we've got a Facebook group called 4x4 Diesel, because this is more of it's almost on the vehicle side of things. We've got another one called 4x4 Adventures. You can get on either one of those, put a photo. Hey, as per the latest video on 4x4 Adventures, I was asked to put a photo of my recovery point. And when you see that post that somebody does, and have a look for it first, because we don't need 100 of them, right? So we'll approve the first one, the first person. Is this strong enough to do vehicle towing and some sort of recoveries? Up to what strength do you think? Put some good photos, right? Then you can put it in the replies, put your photos, say what make and model it is. Everybody can put their opinion. We'll give you an idea. There's no guarantees. It's use common sense. Bring back common sense. Get you thinking again. Even the Australian government is saying use common sense, right? Bloody. So use it. All right, got to go, guys. Thanks for watching. See ya.